to PowerPoint Basics Lesson 2. We will be beginning a presentation. This will be our first shot at creating a basic presentation. To create a basic presentation, the first thing you need to do is to find the standard toolbar and look for the white sheet of paper that has the word New when you put your mouse over it. Simple as that. It brings up a blank slide. It is a default slide. Basically, it's a title and subtitle slide. So I'm going to go ahead and pretend like this is part of our of what we're going to be doing here. So I'm going to call it PowerPoint Basics, and I'm going to put Lesson 2. Okay. So let's deal with a few things here. One of the beautiful things about PowerPoint is the ability for it to kind of make eye-popping presentations, and that's the beauty of it. You want to try to capture people's attention. It's a proven fact. If there's a TV or a screen in a room, most people's eyes go to that, even if it's turned off. It's a very interesting thing that a lot of salespeople realize. So using a visual aid such as PowerPoint will definitely assist you in keeping people's attention, and one of the things that you want to do is add a splash of color. To do that, we'll go to the formatting toolbar, which is this bar right down here, and you'll see a button there that says Design. Now some of you, I'm going to go ahead and do this, you'll notice that these little bars can move around, and if you see the three little dots or four, however there is, when you put your mouse over it, it looks like a crosshair, and you can move it around. Now, some of you may see something like this. Now, you can click on those little dots and drag it down and bring it back over here. That way you can see the entire bar. You can also go to Tools to Customize, and there's a under Options, you can see Show Standard and Formatting Toolbars on 2 rows. So by default, it'll put them on 2 rows. So that's something you might want to jot down as far as a note. Okay, so we're going to go over to the formatting toolbar and pick Design. Now what this will do is it'll bring up some really nice design templates that PowerPoint has built into it. So let's take a look at some of the templates here. It's real difficult to do. You find a piece of color that you like, and you click it, and boom, there you have it. Pretty simple, huh? Simple as clicking. If you want to change it, just keep clicking until you find one you like. Now, I want to give you a little bit of my advice. You want to be mindful of colors. Some people are colorblind. Colorblind people often have trouble with reds and greens. So if you have, for instance, a green slide with a bunch of red text, you may have an issue there with some people who are colorblind. So you want to make sure there's a lot of contrast in the text. This is an example of one that I think is a little not enough contrast. You'll see the PowerPoint Basics almost blends in with the background color there, and I'm not a real big fan of that type of color there. But you can see there's lots of neat designs built right in. You don't have to be a design guru to do PowerPoints. I'm a big fan of using blues, and I just think that they're more comfortable on the eyes. Okay, let's talk about basically that's changing the background color. What I'd like to do now is talk to you about adding slides to the presentation. There's several ways to go about doing this. On the formatting toolbar, there's the new slide button. If you click that, you'll notice it brings up a blank slide, and it comes up with the layout of title and text. You can also just come over here to the slide pane and right click and choose new slide, and that's another way of going about doing it. So there's lots of different ways to do that. Another way I want to show you, I'm going to go ahead and right click these slides and hit delete, because I'd like for you to be aware of the outline view. you'll notice that since we've started our presentation, we've got the title and then we've got the subtitle here, which basically what it did is it indented the subtitle, and where the indentions can be changed is right over here. These two little buttons, decrease indent and increase indent. So watch what happens when I hit enter. You'll notice that it lines itself up with the subtitle. Okay, by default it will line itself up from whatever you hit enter after. So I'm going to hit decrease indent, and you'll notice that it creates a new slide instead of lining it up under the subtitle. So what we're going to do now, we're going to talk about, I'm just going to give you an example of how I would do an outline for just this very lesson here. So I'm going to put create a new presentation. Okay, and then I'm going to add another slide. We'll call it change background colors, and then I'm going to put add slides, and then entering text. Now you'll notice this is a really good way of doing it, because what happens is you can kind of go through and outline your thoughts, and then you can even go on to make sub points. So for instance, under creating a new presentation, you might want to just say step by step how to create a new presentation. If I hit enter here and then I increase the indentation, you'll notice I get bullets. So I can say click the new button. Okay, and you'll notice over here on the right that we're seeing sort of a preview of what that's going to look like. Let me go back to the slides pane. Now if I click through here, you'll notice where the headings that I typed, there's that bullet I typed. See the different headings there? So we built those right out of the outline view, which I think is a really good way to brainstorm and organize your thoughts. Now it's perfectly fine for you to come over here and add a new slide and do it this way. You can click on the title, and this is one thing I wanted to talk to you about, was adding text to a slide. So if you had some other, I'm just going to put other topic that you wanted to discuss, basically you just click on these placeholders and type in the topic. Okay, as far as working with bullets, you can type whatever text you want in your bullet, and when you hit enter, it creates a new bullet. And entering text is pretty much that simple. Now you can come over here to the slide layout. You can change that to a 2-column text slide, and you can basically keep on adding more text, and it kind of separates it into 2 columns. When you hit enter, it will add another bullet. I hope that this basic presentation that we just created will help you. We're going to conclude this lesson 2, creating a basic presentation. Stay tuned for lesson 3 when we go into a little bit more advanced features of PowerPoint.